Hello all. Welcome back in Indian Constitution New Challenges Part 2 Federalism. What is present Article 1? Present Article 1 in Indian Constitution say India, that is Bharat, shall be a union of states. The states and the territory thereof shall be as prescribed in the first schedule. The territory of India shall comprise the territories of the state, the union territories specified in the first schedule, and such other territories as may be acquired. Where in the 1948 draft constitution there was a debate summary, and which I mentioned here, that Article 1 says India shall be a union of the state which is equal, but now presently I mentioned that is Bharat. Earlier it was not. Point 2, the states shall means the states for the time being specified in part 1, 2 and 3 of the first schedule. Now present it is only in the first schedule. Third, as it is, the territory of India shall comprise A, 3A, the territories of the state as it is, whereas B is concerned, the territories for the time being specified in part 4 of the first schedule, and present it is only in the first schedule. It is not mentioned here part 4, and C is as equal. Now draft article 1, which is 1948, was a member of the drafting committee clarified the object of using the term union of states. It has to make it explicit that India was a federation of states. The federation was an indestructible until and not a result of an agreement between states. Another member which proposed to add secular federal socialists to union states, and they argue that as the preamble of the constitution was not yet adopted. Now draft article 1 should embody aspirations that the constitution seeks to achieve, because the chairman of the drafting committees opposed this amendment, and he noted that the social and economic policy decisions were to be taken by elected parliamentarians. So to incord the form of society would destroy democracy altogether. And he further pointed out several directive principles of the state policy, including the right to livelihood, redistribution of material resources, and equal pay for equal work were socialist. And there was no need to include socialists in draft article 1. But in some members suggested alternative names to India. So one wanted that Bharat or Hind to gain more prominence and to be placed before India. And another suggested Union of Indian Socialist Republic. In short, UISR on the lines of the USSR. When all the approvals were put to vote, they were negated, and the Assembly adopted draft Article 1 on 18 September 1948. So, this was the history in short. Now for the Canadian Federalism. Now Canadian Federalism is the scheme of distribution of powers in Canada between the central and the provinces before makes a threefold enumeration of power. The central is empowered by section 91, 30 specific heads, including defense, postal service, currency, coinage, taxation, criminal law, regulation of trade and commerce, unemployment and insurance. Of the British North America Act 1867 to make laws for the peace, order and good governance of Canada. Whereas Section 92 of the British North America Act empowers the provinces to legislate exclusive with respect to 16 subjects. Whereas Section 95, agriculture and immigrations are concurrent subjects with supremacy in favor of the central in case of conflict between the central and the provincial law. And the British North America Act 1867 was intended to establish a strong center. And the growth of the Canadian federations has been too much influenced by the existence of birationalism and bilingualism in the country. The English speaking people in a majority in this country, in the Canadian country, wanted a strong center, whereas the French speaking minority desire a weak center and strong provinces. The central government in Canada face a great difficulties because as per the British North America Act they have to follow the rules, the regulation. Section 132 of the British North America Act, Canadian Parliament has necessary and proper power to perform the obligation of Canada as a part of the British Empire. In 1867, when the British North America Act was passed, Canada was a British colony with no international status. But today, Canada into a treaties as a sovereign country. The evolution of Canadian federalism since 1867 to in short, the evolution of Canadian federalism since 1867. First, forces of changes in the federal system. The imperial federal government since 1867 to 1896. Rises of provincial rights. The era of classical federalism 1896 to 1939. Centralization and the welfare state 1939 to 1966 and the rise of executive federalism 1966 to 2006 and of course so on. Hyper era is also disengagements. So this is in short of evolution of Canadian federalism since 1867. Where we go for comparing Canada and the India, the first point is emergency situation where the Canada has only general power become much more meaningful. In India, when an emergency is declared, the central becomes entitled to legislate with respect to any matter in the state list. Whereas a treaty is concerned, India has a comprehensive power to give effect to a treaty, even in the subject matter which falls within the state list also. In Canada, the central is restricted to some extent in this era. So this is all I have for you. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and share. Thank you. We will meet very soon part 3 of this federalism. Thank you.